Hello, everyone. Welcome to Needville United Methodist Church channel. This is our weekly Bible study looking at the Psalms. We've been looking at those for a couple of weeks now. And so we're going to continue on today. We're going to be looking at this 121st Psalm. But before we dive into the Bible study, I want to let you know about a couple things. First and foremost, if you haven't found out already, we are having our church conference on October 24th at 7 o'clock in the sanctuary. If you need more information about that, you should have gotten a letter in the, you should be getting, if you haven't gotten it already, a letter in the mail about all the information, as well as you can go down into the description of this video and you'll see the link to the videos about the discernment process and where we are in that process down in the description of this video. If you haven't done so already, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And then, of course, use that comment section down below. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Maybe a psalm that you'd like to hear about or read about or for have me talk about, or if there's something else that you'd like for us to do for Bible studies, Bible scriptures that you have questions about, books in the Bible that you don't really know very well, would like to know more about, that kind of thing. Use the comment section down below to let me know what you'd like to see. So today we're going to dive into the 121st Psalm, and this is one of those Psalms that the study is probably not going to be mind-blowing. It's one that a lot of people know, probably because you've heard the song that one of our contemporary artists used the 121st Psalms to sing to, right? I lift up my eyes to the hills, from where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. Wonderful song, and it's pretty self-explanatory as far as that's concerned. This is one of those psalms that it's just a beautiful psalm. It's just a beautiful thought process of what's going on. One of the best parts about the psalms is that, as I've said a couple of times already, you can find every single emotion, everything that you could possibly want to know or ask questions about or need can be found at some level within the Psalms. The people that wrote them, David, of course, wrote a lot of them, but not all of them. Some of the Psalms, a lot of the Psalms don't have a name attached to them. They're written by different people, but they're meant to be poems, journal entries, diaries about people living basic, regular, average lives and trying to incorporate God into those lives, trying to read God into their lives. And that's what the Psalms are all about, is listening for God, watching for God, looking for God, asking God, needing God, loving God, and that kind of thing. And so today's Psalm, the 121st Psalm, is all about reminding the psalmist as well as us about God's everlasting promise and protection. That's what all of this psalm is about. It's a short psalm. It's only 8 verses long, especially since we just finished talking about a psalm that had almost 150, 175 verses in it. To get to one that has only 8 verses in it, that's a much smaller, much shorter psalm. But it's meant to be kind of short and sweet and simple and to the point. Basically, the understanding is, look, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening in your life, God's got you. God's going to take care of you. God has promised to be with you. And that's what this psalm is all about. He said, the psalmist sits there and tells you he's not going to let you be moved. He's not going to let you get taken advantage of. He's not going to let you stumble. He's going to be with you through the very end. He's not going to go to sleep. He's going to be awake the whole time. He's going to be watching out for you. He's going to be watching your back, watching your front, watching your sides. He's going to be walking with you. He's going to be there. That is his promise. And keep reminding yourself, because there are times when that does not compute, right? There are plenty of times in our lives when we feel like we're abandoned, we're alone, we're isolated, that there's no one that cares about us, that there's no one that cares what's going on in our lives. And this psalm comes to us and says, look, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what's going on in your life, God's got you still. God loves you still. God cares about you still. God's with you no matter what's going on. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time on and forevermore. That's what the psalmist wants us to know. He wants us to know that no matter where we are, God's with us. Maybe that's a message that you need to hear. I think it's a message that all of us need to hear at some point in time, every single day. We need to remind ourselves every single day that God is taking care of what we need, that God is with us in the dark and in the light, in the valley and on the mountain, in the high, the low, and everything in between, that God is not only with us, but for us. That's what the psalmist wants us to know. Our God does not sleep. Our God does not slumber. I love this part of the psalm when he says God does not slumber. You remember the story of Elijah and the Baal priests, right? Where they make two altars, and Elijah looks at them and says, "Look, y'all pray to your God. Pray to Baal. Do everything you need to, and have Baal light this pyre, right? Light the altar." And nothing happens. You remember during that whole piece, he's like, maybe he's asleep. Maybe you ought to wake him up. Maybe he's going to the bathroom. Maybe you got to wait for a little bit. He's just jabbing him left and right. Like, why is your God not doing it? Why is your God not doing it? Why is your God not doing it? And then he says, okay, after the whole time, he says, okay, your God didn't do anything. So let me show you what my God can do. And he has them dig a trench around his altar and fill and then douse the whole altar with water to the point where the trench was completely filled with water. And now there's a moat around it. And he prays one prayer and God, boom, ignites the altar to the point where even the stones melted. All of the water evaporated. Everything is just gone. That's what when I read this psalm, that's what I think about. The fact that that's the God that we worship, the God that is just so powerful. He just shows up in miraculous, amazing, and incredible ways. And when I think about that kind of a story, when I think about him showing off in that way, even when I'm in my darkest times, I find myself being reminded and having my heart lightened to find that my God is with me no matter what. And so I hope that today that's a message that you need. I hope that you take that to heart, whether you need it right this second, or maybe you need it in an hour or 2 hours or 24 hours or 48 hours. I promise you, you're going to need this message. You're going to need to remember that God is with you, because there's going to be a time rather soon, if it's not already upon you, where the world's going to tell you, oh, you're by yourself, you're isolated, you're alone, no one cares about you, no one cares about what's going on, you're in the darkest place, so on and so forth. And God says, but you're not alone. I've got you. I'm protecting you. I'm watching out for you, and I love you. I hope you get this message, and I hope you keep it in your heart, and I hope it brings you peace and grace, especially when you need it the most. May God bless you until we meet again.